How precious is your brain to you? Are you struggling with attention issues or word finding or maybe a bit of brain fog? If you are, then you're probably thinking about your brain or your nervous system. And sometimes we get a little worried about these things. Maybe you or someone else that you know is struggling with feelings of anxiety or depression, maybe dementia or dyslexia. Some of these things are common and we might brush aside the early signs of changes in our brain health. And later on, we wish we didn't. CBH Energetics has been working on a very special bioenergetic test called the brain scan. We've been beta testing this for over a year with people who are struggling with a lot of the things that we've already mentioned. In this video, we're going to do a quick little walkthrough of our newest product, and we're going to show you how we bioenergetically test for food sensitivities, hormonal imbalances, emotions, and even the neurotransmitters that affect the way our brains function. Now, you're also going to see that there are 11 different components of the brain that we will bioenergetically analyze for stress. We'll even talk about 5 different stress factors that can affect the health of your brain. Join Samantha Stupak, our founder and CEO, as she walks through our newest offering and something that I don't think you're going to see anywhere else, the CBH Energetics Brain Scan.
Here's a sample of our newest scan, the brain scan. And as you can see, it is bioenergetically looking at the health of the brain. We have the outside of the brain as well as the internal cross section for you to see internally the parts of the brain that we are testing. And just like our full scan, you can see we are color coding the different levels of stress. This blue is good. This is ideal. This is balanced. 80 to 100% is balanced. When we get into the yellows, this is where acute stress has started. The orange is going to be chronic stress or chronic inflammation. And then when we get into the reds, this is where we are in a weakened state. And then of course, the dark purple is chronically weak. But what's nice with this scan is it's very interactive. What you can do is you can view the outside of the brain or the cross sections and hover over each area to understand what part of the brain is stressed and to what degree. This is our prefrontal cortex, the very front part of our head, up by where our forehead is. You can see here, it is labeling it right here that it is the prefrontal cortex. You can click here, or you can click down here where it says prefrontal cortex, and we can see it is functioning at 35%. But when you click it, it's going to tell you what the status is, if it's weak, if it's stressed, if it's chronically stressed, and then what this part of the brain does when it's out of balance, what it might present as. And then here are some fantastic bullet points walking you through specific areas or ideas in ways that you can support this part of the brain naturally. And then additionally, you can see this image over here, a reminder on where that part of the brain is. And from here, you can simply toggle through to see the entire brain. So here's the temporal lobes, and we can see the image of where it is specifically, and then all the information about it. And as you kind of scroll through, you can see the entire brain. So close or click escape. So this is fantastic, but of course we want to keep digging deeper. Let's continue going down to the next section, which is our neurotransmitters. And we test for the most imbalanced neurotransmitter. And from there, we're going to tell you a bit about what that neurotransmitter does for you and specifically how to balance it naturally. From there, we're getting into understanding what food sensitivities are potentially creating stress cognitively. And so you can see what's different from our sensitivity scan, where we're testing 350 different specific food or environmental triggers. Here, we're only doing a handful. These are the most common cognitive triggers from food sensitivities, and we did include EMFs as well. So this is the only environmental, the rest are food. And you can see that we're identifying if they are a low sensitivity, medium, or a high. If there's no sensitivity, it'll stay kind of grayed out like that. In the next section, we are testing hormones that are specific to mental health and brain health. So you can see we are testing here all of these hormones specifically, as these are the most predominant that impact brain health. And then from there, we're going to identify the top 3 hormones that could be impacting the brain health and a little description as to how, and then some quick tip in balancing that specific hormone. And then as we continue to go down, this is where we are getting to the top stress factors that could be impacting the bioenergetic brain. And so these are resonating stress factors, and we go above and beyond just toxins here. You could resonate with anything from an organism or a toxin to things like a thyroid issue, insomnia, a concussion, a traumatic brain injury, radiation. We're going to be identifying in order, and that's important. The first one listed is the most predominant, and then as you go down, they are kind of going in order in terms of which one is most stressing the brain for you at this time. And then as we continue to go down here, we get to the emotional blocks. With the emotional blocks, we are identifying the specific emotional block that someone might be having, and then giving some prompting questions and affirmations to really work through that emotional block. Next, we get to balancing support. And this is where we're looking at things above and beyond taking remedies and looking to see specifically what someone might balance it best with in terms of other types of modalities to support brain health. So in this example, something like chiropractic care, breath work or oxygen therapy, and exercise and movement. And then in the last section of the report, we are specifically testing to see what someone balances with in terms of formulas. And that is all listed and can be added directly to the cart right from here. And here's a little walkthrough trying to help you understand first steps in utilizing this brain scan, ordering your remedies, avoiding the foods you resonate sensitive to, so on and so forth.
If this is the first video you've stumbled across with CBH Energetics and bioenergetic testing, welcome. Please please subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment below if you have any questions about our process or about the brain scan in particular. We'll leave a link to some of our other tests in the description below. If you know somebody who is struggling with their brain health, please share this video with them. And we can't wait to see you in the next video.